Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Megan.
What's up?
Brooke is not here today, sick day for her, and we're recording at a different time because we went to the Minnesota versus Valkyries game last night, got back late. So that's why this video is coming out a little late to you guys, but we're still getting it out on Monday. So if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, follow us on all social media at the Brooks Bench. If you want to join our Discord, link is in the description. And you guys already know, on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Help us get there. We appreciate you guys. Every chance we can get, we like to say it. But we are here for the week 2 recap. So let's get into it. So starting off with the court report. As you guys know, we go over WNBA weekly headlines. We also go over injuries and then any milestones any WNBA player reached during the week. So first off, we have some transactions. Megan, we're recording early, so I know you haven't seen these yet. Haley Jones, hardship contract with Phoenix. I like it. I was bummed when she was cut by Atlanta, but Phoenix, a lot of injuries over there. How do you feel about this one?
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the fit, maybe.
Well, I feel like they needed more of a
Uh,
big player, but
yeah,
um, I'm so glad she got picked up.
yeah. Jaylen Brown signs with Sun after they also robbed Robin Parks. What did I say? Robbed? Waived Robin Parks to pick up Jaylen Brown. We were high on Jaylen Brown coming into the preseason. And the Sun are struggling. What, they've won one game? It's
Mhm.
time to mix it up, you know? And then lastly, Aaron McDonald signed hardship contract with Fever.
That's a good pickup.
Yes, we love to see it. We were
They're
really
trying
bummed.
to, on
Mhm.
social media, they're trying to resurface the video of when Ari McDonald was at the free throw line and she had two shots. And after the first shot, she went and
Oh,
started face guarding
oh
Caitlin
my
Clark.
gosh, bro. Bro, this is a great pickup. We loved her in
Hmm.
LA. I still don't know why they cut her in LA. Doesn't really make sense looking at their team
Hmm.
now, but glad she found a team. The Western Conference Player of the Week, Nafisa Collier, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And then the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Natasha Cloud. Brooke picked a good one.
Hmm.
Let's give it up for Brooke, who's not here. She would have been so happy. The WNBA's in-season tournament Commissioner's Cup commenced June 1st. Teams will compete within their respective conferences, with the top teams facing off in the championship on July 1st. For you guys know they'll have these Commissioner Cup games. Like I said, July 1st will be the championship game. Whoever ranks best in each conference will face each other. So it's a good little incentive in the middle of season to keep things competitive. Would you say, Meg?
Hmm.
WNBA concludes its investigation into alleged racist comments during a May 17th game between Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky, finding no substantiated evidence. Both teams and the league reaffirmed their commitment to maintaining a safe, inclusive environment for it all. I don't want to stay here for too long. Any comments on this?
No, but I do like their new shirts that came out of it.
Yeah, but and we noticed that this campaign had launched right before the
Hmm.
season, but they we went to the first game of the season at the Valkyries game. They never had this video about the campaign, but last night they did like a whole thing about hate speech and be respectful as fans, yada yada yada. So I think
Hmm.
we're seeing some changes. The only 2 cents I want to put on this investigation is a lot of players have spoken about playing at Indiana and it's not the best environment.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like, I mean, the WNBA did their due diligence, but players are still experiencing these things. I mean, even in Indiana, right?
Hmm.
And lastly, Saturday's matchup between New York and Indiana drew 2.22 million viewers, with the most watched game being a Fever Sky game last year, 2.25 million viewers. Love to see it. That was a good game too. So I'm glad people are tuning in more, honestly. Over to the milestone moments. So these are basically like I previously said, these are milestones players accomplished throughout the week, so we like to highlight. Nafisa Collier becomes the only player in WNBA history to record a 5+ steals and 2+ blocks in a single quarter. Bro, Nafisa Collier is insane. Would you say she's the
Hmm.
front runner for MVP,
Yeah, she's killing it right now.
even with the missed game?
Hmm.
Paige Beckers joins Tamika Johnson as the only rookies in WNBA history with a 25-5 game on 80% field goal shooting. First player in WNBA history with 60 plus points, 30 assists through their first 5 games. WNBA players, players in WNBA history with 15 plus points, 8 plus assists, 5 plus rebounds, 3 plus steals, and 3 plus blocks in the game. Paige Beckers, she joins Caitlin Clark, Parker, and Angel McCoughtry. Front runner for Rookie of the Year?
She's still up there. I think this one's going to be harder because I see Sonia Citron really killing it too. So, um, I don't want to say she's running away with it yet.
Okay. Tina Charles put up her 80th 25 piece of her career versus the Wings, tied
Sheesh.
second most in WNBA history behind Diana Taurasi. I mean, not tied, sorry, the second most in WNBA history behind Diana Taurasi. Do we think Tina Charles gets disrespect? Like, she is. Last year, she should have been All-Star. I keep saying that every single year. But is she not respected enough as one of, like, one of the best players to play in the W?
Yeah, she's up there. Yeah.
I just feel like no one puts any respect on Tina Charles' name. Another milestone for Angel Reese becomes the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 500 plus points and 500 plus rebounds, doing it in just 38 games. You guys can say all what she wants, but she keeps breaking records. Stats don't lie. She broke the previous record held by Tina Charles. See what I'm saying? Tina Charles is out here, has been doing it. Alicia Gray joins Sylvia Fowles and Sabrina Ionescu as the only players in WNBA history to have total 25 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists on at least 85% shooting in the game. In a game. Alicia Gray, MVP conversation? She has to be in the talks
Yeah.
with her season so far.
Yeah. She's killing it this year.
Alyssa Thomas becomes the third player in WNBA history with multiple 15 plus assist games, joining Courtney Vandersloot and Tisha Pincheiro. Did I say that? Pincheiro? I always say her name wrong. Dearica Hamby is the only WNBA player to post a stat line of at least 28.6 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals in a game. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Only WNBA player to post a stat line of at least? Okay, that's crazy. Kiki Iriefin is averaging a double-double through her first 6 games, joining Tina Charles, Candace Parker, Cheryl Ford, Natalie Williams, Yolanda Griffith. I'm surprised when you said that Rookie of the Year conversation, you didn't mention Kiki. You only
That's
said
another one.
Sonia.
I
Yeah.
know.
Kiki's killing it, averaging a double-double through her first 6 games.
Hmm.
That is crazy. I just want to point out Tina Charles was also in that category for all you guys that don't know Tina Charles. Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriefin are both the first Washington Mystics players in 20 years to score double digits in the first 6 games of their career.
Dang.
That's insane. They're both really killing it this year.
Hmm.
Brianna Stewart ties Diana Taurasi for fastest player to reach 5,500 points. Does Brianna Stewart score as many points as Diana Taurasi did in her entire career?
I think she can score more.
Really? Do you think she plays as long as Diana though? I feel like that takes
Uh,
commitment.
yeah, I think she can. But I mean, she's on a more stacked team.
But it's also like, okay, they tie. They reach the same amount milestone right
Mhm.
now. But it's also like, do you see Brianna Stewart playing until when Diana
Yeah,
retire?
Diana did not want to quit. I mean,
I don't think Brianna wants to play that long.
I know. I don't
Like
know.
like with the pace, she would have to play as long as Diana did to even reach that record, right? I
That's
mean,
true.
realistically. So
That's true. But
I don't
I don't
know.
know. She's still doing well right now. So
Yeah, definitely. Courtney Vandersloot has been crowned the Chicago Sky's all-time leading scorer, surpassing her wife, Allie Quigley's record. This was funny because they were saying that it took her like a minute for her to actually like pass her wife. So her wife was like, "My
mm.
arms are getting tired recording." She was like, she didn't want to make that last shot. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's hecka funny. Vandersloot is now one of 5 players to lead the franchise in points, assists, and steals. Joins Tarasi, Bird, McCoughtry, and Catchings. Great milestone. You think that's kind of why she went back to Chicago? To kind of maybe towards the end of her career just retire with Chicago?
Yeah, I think she wants to finish off there.
Yeah. Um, Sparks versus aces, Asia Wilson became the first player in WNBA history to total 35 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks in a game. Also became the first player in WNBA history to total multiple games with 35 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists. She tied Sylvia Fowles in 20 plus point games, 10 plus rebounds, only trailing Tina Charles. Tied Brianna Stewart for most 35 plus point games, 10 plus rebounds in WNBA history. She's also the only player to rank within top 15 across all 5 main statistical categories: points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks throughout the month of May. She said, Nafisa, it's not going to be that easy for MVP. Would you say so, Meg?
Yeah, a lot of players though are really like having great years this year. Like, look at Satu. Like, I think there's going to be a push for some questions about who's the MVP this year.
Yeah. And like I said, I think Alicia Gray can be in those talks right now. She's killing it. But I think you're right. Rookie of the Year and MVP, it's going to be
Hmm.
scrappy this year. Okay, let's go over the injury watch. So this is where we update you guys on any injuries that have happened over the last week, who's returned, who's out, any new injuries. Mariah Jefferson, Haley Van Lith, Xanda Lassini, McBride, Phoebus, Austin, Sykes, and Edwards all returned to play. They look good to go. Jordan Canada, she's still out. She did tweet it's go time on 5:31. So what does that mean? Maybe she's back next week. Maybe. We'll have to see.
Hmm.
Lindsay Allen, hamstring out up. She will be out 10 to 12 days. Rakia Jackson. Now I've heard some interesting rumors about this personal, why she's out. I heard it's a team thing. Coaching. Yes, I
A
know that.
team thing.
Not getting along with the coach. Coach doesn't know how to use her. Is this just rumors? I don't know. People are saying it is a friend that went out and tweeted about all these things. That the coach doesn't know how to use her. Free Rakia. I don't know if that's true because I know you saw Rakia crying after that one game before she went out for personal
Yeah.
reasons. I don't know. You guys know how rumors fly on Twitter and all that. Curious to see what happens. I hope she's doing okay, and I hope that is not the truth because LA needs her.
Well, I'll say this
Okay.
disclaimer. I feel like you and I have been talking about how there's a ton of new coaches in the league right now.
Yeah,
And I'm not happy about it because I don't feel like some of these new coaches are doing well.
I
I
agree with
don't
you.
think that's the only team that's struggling with the coach to figure out their team and their roster. So,
I agree with you. When certain coaches got fired last season,
yeah.
we were like, why? Like, chill, like, come on. And then they
Hmm.
bring in these coaches, and I feel like even the LA coach, people were like, what? Like, why was that the
Hmm.
hire? You know?
Hmm.
Um, so I'm curious. I also agree with you. I'm not liking the new coaches situation. You can
Hmm.
tell the teams that are struggling mainly have new coaches. So
Hmm.
it's unfortunate. But like I said, I hope Ricky is doing well. I hope whatever it is, these rumors aren't true because I mean it's horrible. That's horrible. That
Hmm.
it really is. Ty Harris knee day today. Paige Becker's concussion out at least 2 games. Hopefully she's okay. I know she got a little bit banged up. Sydney Colson and Sophie Cunningham both day to day. I heard their MRIs came back positive. So they Stephanie White was saying they should be back sooner than later. They need it because oh my God, they're dropping like flies right now. It's better now than at the end of the season though. That's when it gets real rough,
Hmm.
right? Alicia Clark, I think you said
She's back.
she's back. So never mind. Alicia
I
Clark
think she
returned.
played, yeah, yesterday.
And then Caitlin Clark is out at least 2 weeks with a quad. Um, if everyone's hurt, I don't see them rushing her back. There's just no point
Hmm.
too early in the season to rush her back. So we'll see how that goes. And then Tiffany Hayes, she just got hurt last night again. Nose, probably going to be day to day. We don't even know if it's broken or not. She was still playing with the mask, but it did not look good last night, guys. So fingers crossed, everything's okay. Okay, now that the report is over, we're going to head over to our weekly rundown where we go over game recaps, basically any upsets or big games, comebacks, stuff like that. First game of the week, Dallas Wings defeat Connecticut Sun 109 to 87. Dallas finally gets their first win of the season, and it was a homecoming for Paige. returns to Connecticut, and yeah, she went off. She had a career high 21 points on 8 of 10 shooting, along with 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. This is when she became the first rookie in WNBA history to record at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals while shooting 80% from the field in a single game. Arike also contributed to the game 19 points with 6 steals. This game was good for Dallas. They showcased a lot of depth. 11 players scoring, including Dejanay 16 points, Maddie Seegers 12, Kyla Charles 10 points, and then everyone on the roster saw action.
Mhm.
Love to see it. Tina Charles went off 27.6 rebounds. But, but I mean, Dallas gets their first win. I know Connecticut, we'll talk about it, gets their first win at well, but this did drop Connecticut to 0 and 5. But just a bounce back performance from Dallas that we needed to see. Any takeaways from this game that you wanted to highlight, Meg?
Well, I do want to highlight that this is probably one of DJ's better games as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think with Dallas, they're a talented team, and I think it maybe has to do with the coaching because, well, I know people are gonna say it has to do with Enrique.
Yeah.
She wasn't showing up, she wasn't scoring like she's normally been scoring. But I mean, I think when you change a whole like team's dynamic, a play style, the plays they run, things like that, it just changes up things. And Paige and Enrique are still trying to figure each other out.
Yeah.
Dejanay's trying to figure out how she can contribute, but
Yeah.
um, this was like the first game to see if they were actually like
Yeah.
on the same page for once.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like Dejanay had a role in Connecticut, right? So it's like she's adjusting to a new roster. All of them are. And a new head coach. This is their first time. This is his first time, coaching in the WNBA. So I mean, we all knew this was going to come with growing pains. A lot of these teams are going through these growing pains. We had talked about it coming into the season how a lot of these teams aren't going to look the same. Like,
Hmm.
except, Minnesota, New York, kind of the aces, right? So it's kind of like, it is what it is. But Dallas, you got your first win. Obviously, the rest of the week was not as pretty, but you got this win. That's all we love to see.
Hmm.
Dallas did shoot well, though, 56% from the field, 50% from the three. Hence why they got this win. They're pretty much in control the entire game. Connecticut, on the other hand, we'll talk about. They've been struggling as well. Um, but it is what it is for Connecticut. I mean, Connecticut. I mean, like we all knew Connecticut was going to struggle coming into the season. Did we not?
Hmm.
We are already said that. We said Tina
Yeah.
Charles and Marina Mabrey are probably going to cook, which they have been. I know Mabrey started off a little slow, but I mean she's back. Um, there's not much to say for Connecticut. I mean, any words for Connecticut, basically?
I mean, another team that's all new. Everyone's trying to figure it out there.
Yeah.
Um, the thing about it is that they were staying in more games, but now they're getting a little blown out. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little concerned. Why is it kind of falling apart even more?
that's a great point. Like the first week they're in the games, it was close, they were losing, and then now it's like, okay,
Now
kind
it's
of get
getting out
blown
of
out.
hand.
Yeah. Okay, over to Minnesota defeating Seattle Storm 82 to 77. So Minnesota extended their unbeaten run to 5-0 with the 82 to 77 win. Lynx came out the gates on fire, outscoring Seattle 26 to 11 in the first quarter, thanks to their defense and turnovers. However, Storm didn't fold. They steadily chipped away at the deficit behind big performances from Gabby Williams and Skylar Diggins. By the fourth quarter, the game tightened considerably. Seattle went on a 10-0 run to cut the lead to just one. But Minnesota responded with a late game push. Clutch free throws from McBride, along with Nafisa Collier and Courtney Williams, helped seal the win. Minnesota shot 47% from the field, but did not shoot that well from the three, only 36%, 12 turnovers, which kept Seattle in the game. This one, we knew it was going to be close. We highlighted this game with our preview, the previews of our upcoming week. Courtney Williams led 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Nafisa Collier,
Five
16
rebounds.
points.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, 5 rebounds. Nafisa Collier, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. And then Kayla McBride came back. Are you excited for that?
I am. Help my fantasy.
Oh my God. It did affect the rotation a little bit. Bridget Carlton, Samuelson, who we said was probably gonna feel the brunt of it.
Hmm.
That's where you kind of saw it. And then Gabby Williams, Skylar Diggins for Seattle led the way. Gabby Williams is having an impressive season, and I
Hmm.
know you had shouted her out as being a preseason most improved player of the year.
Hmm.
And I feel like she's in that category. I feel like she's running that race. We haven't seen a full season of Gabby Williams in a while because of her overseas commitments. So I'm glad we get to see that. I feel like it's helping out Seattle with their cohesion and just having her full time. Seattle still needs to work out some kinks, I think, but I mean, what do you think? I mean, Minnesota's just good. We watched them play last night. They're just nice.
Hmm.
That's a team that's been together. And
Yeah.
you can see them play. It's just nice. I mean, any thoughts on this game?
It was a good game. It was a good game. But yeah, like you already said, Gabby is playing great. And it's good to see because Skylar needs the help out there.
Yeah.
And we always wondered why, like, she always seemed not to have the same step that she has when she plays with her Olympic team.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it now. And I think
Yes.
it's just because she's always usually having a split commitment. And
Yeah.
this year she's like fully with Seattle and you can see she's gelling. So
Yeah.
I think she's able to really play, the way she's
Played
always been able
overseas.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, Minnesota's still tough to beat. Still undefeated.
Hmm.
Okay, over to Phoenix Mercury defeating Chicago Sky 94 to 89. Yeah, Chicago, bro, you were right there. Chicago and Connecticut, you just can't close the game. Okay, this is a theme so far. Phoenix Mercury staged an impressive second half comeback to defeat Chicago 94 to 89, erasing a 16-point third quarter deficit. That's so insane. Sky started hot, led by Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins did go off in this game.
Hmm.
And Camila Cardoso, who combined for 37 points through three quarters. Their dominance inside and on the glass gave Chicago control early while Phoenix struggled to find an offensive rhythm. By the fourth quarter, um, but I said but the fourth quarter was all Mercury. Alyssa Thomas orchestrated a dynamic offense, recording 15 assists. 15 assists, that's so insane. 10 points, 7 rebounds, and Laxa off the bench. Is that how you say it? Laxa? I always
Laxa.
mess up her name. She also caught fire, knocking down key buckets to swing momentum while Satu Sabli hit some more clutch shots and had defensive and on the defensive end. The turning point came midway through the fourth when Phoenix went on a 12 to 3 run to flip a 5-point deficit into a 4-point lead. From there, Chicago couldn't close. Yeah, they did not. They could not.
It was the turnovers. Chicago
It
had
was,
16 turnovers and Phoenix only had
bro. Chicago just could not close it out. Like we said,
9.
Satu 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Laxa off the bench, 18 points, 6 of 9 from the field.
Hmm.
That's what you need from your bench, man. That's that depth. We can Phoenix got the depth. They got it. They got people that can come off the bench. Arrow Atkins did have a good game, 21 points. Cardoso as well, 16 points, 9 rebounds. This was the game Angel Reese was the fastest WNBA player to reach 500 points and 500 rebounds. But yeah, I mean, this would have been a really, I feel like obviously later Chicago gets their win, but this would have been a good like boost for Chicago. Because again, they haven't won yet, right? Well, they have won, but at this point, they hadn't won a game yet.
Right.
So this against Phoenix Mercury, who's been taking down some good teams that we thought, okay, Phoenix might not be able to compete, has competed. This would have been a good like, is it a momentum boost? I don't know what. There's a
Hmm.
saying for it. This would have been a good boost for them. But I know we watched it and we were like, dude, Chicago, what is going on? What were your takeaways from this game, eh?
Yeah, I mean Chicago, they're like right there. Um, I know that I've seen it from the beginning that Angel and Cardosa don't really complement each other very well.
Yeah, you keep
Um,
saying that.
and then Ariel Atkins, we've been waiting for her to get hot. And I feel like she's
Mm-hmm.
had a great week. So I think
Yes.
that helps contribute to their success because before this game, I would say it was really only Vandersloot and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
So they need more players to be able to step up.
But okay, on paper, I feel like I was the only one that believed in Chicago on paper. You have
Hmm.
Cardoso, Angel Reese. You would point out that they don't complement each other. I would have to agree with you. But if
Hmm.
they can find a way to be on the same page, Ariel Atkins did well in Washington. Her coming over, Courtney Vandersloot, obviously a great point guard. Those four right there, I mean, that's solid. It's a real solid team on paper. So, like, if
Hmm.
they're hitting on all cylinders, can they be competitive though? Or do you not see them even hitting on all cylinders? Like it's never gonna
Um,
happen.
I think against certain teams, you'll see it. I mean, as we saw towards the end of this week,
Yeah.
but I just think that other teams are just further along, and
Okay.
Chicago still has work to do.
Okay. Do you think by the end of the season it'll look a little bit better?
Yeah, I expect a lot of teams to look a little better. I mean, the
Yeah.
coaches can figure out rotations. I think
Yeah.
they're another team that they have a couple, like I would say, three players that they don't know. Do they give them play time? Do they not? Like, I mean, we saw with Rebecca Allen. I think
Oh my
Rebecca's a
God,
great
start
player, and
Rebecca
then
Allen, dude.
she doesn't get a
Holy
ton of play time. So,
smokes.
and but I will say like Chicago's one of those games for us where if their game's going and other games are going, we tend to tune into the other games and then just pop in and out of the Chicago game. So I don't know if there's something that we're just not catching with Rebecca, but when we are watching and we see Rebecca, we're like,
Yeah.
why is she not playing more? So,
Yeah. I agree with you. We were big. I mean, I was a big Rebecca Allen. Like, she needs to be starting.
mhm.
Like, I think she's doing better than Kia Nurse coming off the bench. You know what though? Some players do thrive better off the bench though than starting. We've seen it.
Yeah,
Where it's like coaches are like, no, what they bring off the bench is more impactful to our team than having them start. And I mean, we've seen it. That could be the strategy here, but I mean, it is what it is. Go
yeah.
Rebecca Allen. No. Okay, over to Washington Mystics defeat Indiana Fever 83-77. This was a good game. Washington secured their hard fought 83-77 victory over Indiana, capitalizing on the absence of Caitlin Clark, who was sidelined due to her injury. The Mystics look good. They overcame an early deficit, outscoring Fever 25-17 in the second quarter to take a 44-40 halftime lead. Washington extended their lead to as much as 12 points in the third quarter, with Kiki Iriafen providing that spark they needed. And then Indiana attempted a late comeback in the fourth quarter, narrowing the gap. The Mystics sealed that win. They closed it, Chicago, Connecticut. They closed the game when they had the lead. Brittany Sykes led Washington 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. She reached 1,000 career rebound milestone. Kiki Iriafen, 16 points, 8 rebounds, and then Shakira Austin.
Mhm.
This was a good game for her. 13 points in 9 first half minutes. This was a really, really good game for Shakira. Dewana Bonner. Is this the game I almost jinxed, or that was a different game where Dewana was popping?
Was
I
it
think it
this
was
game?
a it was a
I
different
don't
game,
think it
huh?
was this game now.
Okay,
I
I'll
think it was
save that.
Connecticut. It was the
Yeah,
Connecticut
it was
game.
gonna game. I'll save my comment for that then. Dewana Bonner, 21 points, 4 rebounds, and then Aaliyah Boston, 10 points, 7 rebounds. But besides those two, no one else from Indiana really stepped up,
Mhm.
um, which was hence why Washington won. But I've been talking highly about Washington. I know they've taken some losses, but I don't know. I preseason, didn't I not say I kept banging the table? Brittany Sykes, a healthy Brittany Sykes, is an all-star,
Mhm.
is gonna do some damage. And I feel like she's showing that. Kiki and Sonia have stepped up as rookies. I know Leah Edwards is coming back and it's not looking how everyone thought it would, but they have so much depth around their bigs, their rotation. Like, I know Washington has the new coach, right? But I feel like they're getting it faster. Like they're like I know I don't we don't like it for fantasy, but I mean the
Mhm.
rotations with those bigs, I mean, it's pretty steady because okay, you start out with Kiki and then Shakira comes in and then Aaliyah Edwards comes in. I mean Stephanie Dolson's there and it's like, do you ever get like a little bit of a break? Like these players could be starters on other teams, right? But
Yeah.
they're coming off the bench. So that's what I like about Washington. And then Brittany Sykes, I think she's gonna, if she stays healthy, can be an all-star, all defensive, all WNBA. We can see some things for Brittany Sykes this year. What were your takeaways, Meg?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see Washington be able to close it out because I think that's their biggest struggle is that sometimes they'll be playing well, they'll be up, and they just can't close it out fully. But yeah, Fever is struggling. Kelsey Mitchell, the past few games this week, she really struggled to find her shot.
Hmm.
Um, which is sad because I know that I was preaching that with Clark being out, this is Mitchell's time to really dominate and really show us what she could be by herself as a star on the team.
Yeah.
Um, but she's just having a little bit of a shooting slump. And then they're
Yeah.
dealing with the injuries. But
Yeah. Um, are we worried? I mean, without Caitlin Clark, now more injuries to Indiana. What's your panic meter? Because I feel like a lot of, I don't know, I feel like a lot of Indiana fans are upset with Stephanie White. I mean, it's out of her control at this point. I mean, injuries
mhm,
happen. Like sometimes you're dealt a bad little hand for a little bit and all your players are out and you gotta, adversity hits. It is
yeah,
better adversity's hitting right now for Indiana, right?
right.
So, I mean, is there a panic? I mean, what's your vibe around Indiana right now?
I don't think so. From what I hear, rumor mill is that Kaylin will
Uh-oh.
probably be back soon. And then it's good news that Sophie and Sydney Colson, their results came back pretty clear. So yeah, I mean it's a little adversity, right? These couple games when you having players out, you don't have a lot of bench depth that you can go to and turn to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if they can just get their players back, because I mean we already saw it the first couple games when they're healthy, they're gelling.
Yeah.
They're in the game. They were looking good. We're all saying how great they look. So I just think they drink that healthy juice, get back. There's still a chance, basically.
Yeah, it's
I'm,
early in
I'm
the
not. I'm not
season.
yet. I'm not too like, oh my god, they're not even going to make playoffs this year. No,
Oh
I
no,
think.
no,
I
no,
think.
no, no, no.
I think they. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah,
They'll
no.
bounce back.
Injuries suck. It happens to every team, but yeah, I wouldn't long term I wouldn't worry. Right now it's a little bumpy patch.
Yeah.
Two losses, so it is what it is. Okay, over to Chicago Sky defeating Dallas Wings 97-92. Chicago gets their first victory of the season. 97-92 win over Dallas. Camila Cardoso, another good game. Career high
Uh-huh.
23 points. Courtney Vandersloot, this is the game she made history, becoming the all-time leading scorer, surpassing Allie Quigley's record. Sky established an early lead, outscoring Wings 29 to 19 in the first quarter. However, Dallas did respond with a strong third quarter, tying the game at 59. In the final period, Chicago balanced attack by Vandersloot and Angel Reese secured the win. Chicago, like I said, jumped out to that 29-19 lead. Dallas tied it at 59 with a 30-point run. That's crazy. In the fourth, Vandersloot and Reese had timely baskets to outscore the Wings 29-19 to seal the victory. Well, congratulations, Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Another great performance by Cardoso. We love to see it. I mean, we've talked about it even when she was a rookie last year. Like Cardoso, if she like knew her ability, like she could not be stopped. Like
Yeah.
she's huge. Like who's stopping her, right? So I'm glad she's like we're seeing that now. It's like she could be so dominant in the paint.
But if
Van
but if you notice too, when she's dominant in the paint, then Angel Reese takes a back seat. It's like when can we get those
Yeah,
dominant
both.
games where both of them are able to make it work?
Yep. And it's going to be hard because how do you make that work?
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
that's the
mean, it's
question.
possible. I mean, you look at Atlanta,
I
right?
was going to
They
say
got
Atlanta. There you
Brittany
go.
Garner and
Yep.
Brianna Jones, and we questioned how that would work. But the first couple of games they were playing together, we are like, wow, it's working.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way to make it work. I mean,
I will
even Washington got tons of bigs. I
that's
feel like
true.
they're making it work a little more than Chicago is. So
Yeah. It's true. I think the only difference is I mean, they have Angel Reese taking the ball up sometimes.
I saw that.
I don't
I
think that's
saw
the way
that.
to go. I don't get it. So I mean, I don't know about that. On the
Yeah.
other end for Dallas, Enrique 37 points. What the
Yeah.
heck? That's crazy. Paige Becker's 5 points, and I mean 5 points, 15 points. Dejanay added another 15 points, but Dallas could not squeak it out against Chicago. They did end up losing to Chicago twice.
Uh-huh.
So Not a good little run for Dallas. I know Paige Beckers wasn't at the second game, but two good Chicago wins. Well, I mean, good. Dallas is a bottom half team right now,
Yeah.
but Chicago now has two wins. Okay, that's better than the zero they had at the start of this week, right? Uh, I mean, would you agree on that? Like, would you feel good about those two wins, or you're just like,
I mean, with these two teams, any win is good for them.
okay,
Team
okay,
morale, everything. So
okay.
I would say, yeah. I mean, it sucks because Dallas really didn't have a bad shooting
They
performance.
didn't.
They did have 16 turnovers, but um, yeah, they just can't figure it out. They can't get over the hump.
It was the Chicago 41% from the three that helped them.
Yeah,
But Dallas 51% from the field. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, how much
yeah.
more, efficient? All right, let's head over to Atlanta defeating Seattle Storm 94 to 87. Atlanta Dream extended their winning streak to 4 games, trailing by 17 points early in the third quarter. The Dream mounted a significant comeback, outscoring the Storm 60 to 42 in the second half. Ryan Howard led the charge with the season high 33 points, while Alicia Gray added her career best 28 points. They combined for 40 points in the second half, fueling Atlanta's comeback. I want to pause here really quick. Atlanta Dream. Are you impressed or what?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I know. I think I put Dallas above them, and they're making me
I
eat my
told you
words.
not. I told you not to.
Yeah.
I will Alicia Gray. I mean, we briefly talked about it, and I'm going to talk about it here and some more later in this episode, but she is having a fantastic season. The Dream looked good. We all know what Ryan Howard could do. Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones, just twin towers in the paint. It's just I know I had my concerns. You guys don't have to remind me. I had them. But hey, how do you say his name? Smesko? I feel like I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
New coach, but he is thriving. Okay?
Yeah.
We love to see it. Anyways, back to the regular scheduled program. Seattle established a 17-point lead in the third quarter, capitalizing on Atlanta's slow start. Dream responded with a 14-6 run, and Alicia Gray's three-pointer capped an 11-0 spurt, narrowing the gap to 61-59 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third. Gray's free throws gave Atlanta its first lead since early in the game, and her subsequent three-pointer extended the advantage to 75-70 in the early fourth. Despite a late push from Seattle, Howard and Gray combined for crucial points down the stretch, sealing the comeback win. And this was crazy because this was another gripe we have with WNBA is you like to schedule 3 games at the same exact time. We
Yeah.
don't have 3 TVs to watch every game. And I remember this game, we're like, okay, Seattle has this huge lead. Let's go watch the closer games.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we like to check on ESPN app, like, okay, like whenever there's a break. And I'm like, Megan, Atlanta came back.
Mm-hmm.
So then we had to
Mm-hmm.
switch it back over. And I was like, Seattle, what in the heck happened? But
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Alicia Gray popping off. The little power duo over there is just killing it this season. Like you said, Meg, you had your doubts about Atlanta, but what are you seeing now?
I mean, Alicia Gray is having a year. I just like how she knows how to get to the basket and draw fouls. I mean, she went to the line 11 times, hit 9 out of 11 free throws. So I feel like that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
She's scoring efficiently. Um, they're able to get a lot of O boards, I
Mm-hmm.
think more than what they were getting last year.
Definitely.
So I think that's really helping them. And then their defense, they're just gelling. They're doing
Yeah,
well.
agreed. And then Seattle, on the other hand, they only shot 27% from the three.
Hmm.
We know Skylar can shoot it, but I mean, they don't have that consistent 3-point threat.
Right.
And I mean, Atlanta didn't shoot like crazy well from the three, only 29%, but we've known Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard to be that 3-point threat, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I know we had the concerns about the two bigs, but it's like, okay, with Atlanta, you have the 3-point threat. You have to guard out. You have to guard that 3-point line. But then you have two great bigs in the paint. So it's like
Hmm.
pick your poison. What are you gonna do? And I feel like that's what we're kind of seeing.
And I think even when Atlanta's not hitting, I mean, they did shoot not that great from
Yeah,
the
they
three, but
didn't.
it's it's the concept that they have the capability to get hot from the three.
Yes.
They took 31 3-pointers.
Looking
31.
like the Valkyrie.
I seriously, they took 31 compared to Seattle's 11 attempts. So it's like you said, you have to play them differently. Even if they're not hitting, you have to play the 3-point line.
Hmm.
And then it sucks because you play the 3-point line and then they can take you off the dribble. But what's happening with Atlanta is they're shooting all those same threes that they shot last year, but now they got bigs that can rebound the ball.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's the difference. But I think Seattle, I think you're right. I think they're missing a key shooter.
And hear me out. Both bigs can also hit the three.
You know who they shouldn't have gotten rid of?
Too.
Sammy. Seattle should have held on to Sammy Whitcomb
I like him.
because really I mean, last year for them that was their 3-pointer. Um,
Off the
and I
bench,
mean,
was.
I know Alicia Clark. They wanted Alicia Clark to maybe bring that,
Yeah.
but she just came back. So
Mm-hmm. Erica Willer stepped up the last couple of games.
yeah,
Surprising
but even
shock.
Erica Willer's not really a 3-point
Oh
shooter.
no, yeah, no, 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 no.
She is doing better though. I will
Yeah.
say she is definitely doing better with Seattle than Indiana, but they just don't have that threat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go over to Minnesota, defeating Phoenix 74-71. Minnesota's rolling right now. Improving to 6-0 at this point. Natisha Hydeman. This was clutch.
Hmm.
This was clutch. This was a good game. Delivered the game-winning three-pointer with 5.1 seconds left, capping a dramatic finish in the contest that featured 12 lead changes and multiple momentum swings. Minnesota trailed 71 to 68 with under a minute remaining before Courtney Williams tied the game with a clutch three-pointer. After a defensive stop, Heideman's corner triple gave the Lynx their second lead of the fourth quarter. Phoenix final possession ended with a missed 25-footer from Sammy Whitcomb. Good, crazy ending. I was telling Megan, I don't think that's clutch. That when she hit that three, I was like, oh
Hmm.
my God, that was crazy. Kayla McBride scored 10 points, including going 7 for 7 from the free throw line, helping the Lynx to a 2017 lead in the first quarter. At halftime, Phoenix led 39 to 38, with Whitcomb's pull-up three-pointer giving them a late edge before McBride's buzzer-beating triple. In the third, the Mercury built a 7-point lead, outscoring Minnesota 19 to 15 to take a 58-53 advantage in the final period. And then obviously in the final minute, we had already talked about Courtney Williams tying the game up, and then Heidemann three-pointer to secure the win. I will say this with Minnesota because we watched them last night against the Valkyrie. It was a close game through what, 2.5 quarters, kind of in that third quarter. Minnesota never looks flustered, never
Hmm.
looks panicked. And it's just like they know how to close these games out, stay composed. And it's just like there's such a championship team. No, I was but
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like we saw that last night. Like I know the game was close, especially with the Valkyrie, but it's like I never felt that. Like I never felt the Valkyrie were in this game.
Hmm.
Sorry, Meg. It's just Minnesota's vibe is just totally different. I mean, what were your takeaways from, I mean, this specific game against Phoenix?
Yeah, I thought Phoenix was going to be able to do it, but they looked rushed at the end. Like you said, the difference with the Link is that they look like they've been there before, so they always
Mm-hmm.
have the calm demeanor. They
Yep.
don't stress about it. They draw up the play. They get it done.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a tough shot. It was a tough
Yeah.
shot. It was a dagger, but that's a championship team for you.
Yep. And I will say Phoenix didn't have Alyssa Thomas, so it'll be
Yeah,
different. It'll be different next game. But it was a good gritty win for Minnesota.
yeah.
Just having the confidence from someone off the bench to take that shot and make that
Hmm.
shot. I
Hey,
mean,
but
says a lot.
still shout out to Phoenix. So, like you said, without AT, like
They're
they're
doing
in
great.
these games, they're looking so great.
And
So,
it's like we had our concerns with Phoenix about the bench depth and who is
hmm.
going to show up, and I think they're showing it like they're proving everyone wrong. They have the
Hmm.
depth. Sure, we don't know these players religiously, like we haven't seen them play like all these WNBA games, but they're like, hey, we made this team for a reason, and it's showing. So. All right, so over to Las Vegas defeating Seattle Storm 75-70. They got their lick back. Basically, they secured a narrow victory over Seattle Storm in the Commissioner Cup. Asia Wilson led the way with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. Aces built a 17-point early lead in the fourth quarter, but Storm mounted a late comeback, narrowing the gap to narrowing the gap to 3 points in the final minute. Jewel Lloyd, facing her former team, sealed the win with 2 free throws in the closing seconds. Well, you guys got your butt whooped last time, so I'm glad you guys won this one. But first quarter, the Aces established a 27-17 lead, capitalizing on 8 Seattle turnovers that led to 7 points. Fourth quarter, Dominique Malanga sparked a comeback with 8 consecutive points, reducing the deficit to 11. And then in the final minute, Gabby Williams' layup brought the Storm within 3 points with under 40 seconds remaining. After a defensive stop, Seattle had a chance to tie, but Malanga's contested jumper over Wilson missed. And then Joel Lloyd sealed the game with some free throws. Good win for Vegas because I think even Becky mentioned it last time they played. It was over at halftime. There wasn't much the Aces could do to mount a comeback because they had dug themselves such a deep hole. This
Hmm.
time they jump out, and we saw it with them playing LA. They had a different energy about them. They jumped out quick, which is something Las Vegas needs to continue to do. So this was good for them. But just another game. Gabby Williams doing good. 20 points, four
Hmm.
3 pointers. Leading Seattle once again. I will say for Vegas though, Aaliyah Nye, 10 points off the bench. That's solid. That's the bench production they need. But I mean, what were your kind of takeaways just from this game?
Yeah, I feel like it was a close one. I feel like the thing with the Aces is when you get other people like Jewel Lloyd to step, because it's really been Jackie Young and Asia Wilson. So
Chelsea Gray. Hey.
yeah, hit or miss. But Aaliyah Nye coming off the bench to 10 points. I will also say Dana Evans, she's been coming in. She's not getting a ton of minutes, but
Yeah.
when she comes in, she hit like a couple good shots that were like in
Yes.
key moments. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that really helped Aces really get this win.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The Aces did shoot 40% from the three. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for
Hmm.
them, honestly. Like I said, good win for Vegas. I think they needed this over the Storm to be like, okay, you got the best of us that game. That wasn't our best game the last time we played, but no, we can beat you. Because,
Hmm.
woo, I was concerned. I was concerned. I was like, whoa, man, Seattle looks tough, right?
Hmm.
And then over to our last highlighted game of the week, Phoenix Mercury defeat LA Sparks 85-80. Feel like we're gonna be here just a tad bit because I have some concerns about LA. Phoenix Mercury overcame an 18-point first half deficit to secure an 85-80 victory over the Sparks. Satu led the Mercury with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. Catherine Westbelt and Loxa each contributed 15 points, with Westbelt hitting a crucial three-pointer late in the third quarter to give Phoenix its first lead early in the game. Um, but yeah, LA jumped out like hot. Like we had checked the score while we're at the Valkyrie game. And we're like, wow, LA got this in the bag. Like, what is happening, right?
Hmm.
They had a 47-29 lead late in the second quarter. Phoenix was struggling from the field. Mercury in the third quarter outscored the Sparks 24 to 9. With Westbelt's three-pointer to get at the 2 minute mark to give them a 58-57 lead. And the final minutes, Loxa and Westbelt combined for 4 free throws to extend Phoenix's lead and secure the win. Like we highlighted, Satu had a really good game. Westbell and Loxa all also had a good game. And then on LA side, Odyssey Sims 32 points. Excuse
Hmm.
me. That was crazy. And then Plum and Hamby had 15 points to add to LA's box score. But, dude, LA, what's the panic meter? What's the panic meter at?
Man, I mean, it just shows like if Plum is not able to pop off, they're gonna struggle. I don't know what it is either.
For real.
It's another like team like Dallas, in my opinion, that are very talented, but they're just not getting it done. But this is another team where I have to say, I'm sorry. I don't like the Sparks coach.
I
Um,
know.
so Dallas and Sparks and Valkyries, please get some help out there.
Bro, but the thing is, they're not going to fire them after 1 year.
Yeah.
But what? Sparks, what? Like, what is going on? Not closing out games or getting blown out or just like, it's too much. And it makes you think, are those Rakia Jackson rumors true? Like, they need Rakia. Like, they need her back pronto. And they need to
And
figure out how to involve her, huh?
you made a comment earlier, I don't remember which game it was, but about how some players maybe they're just better off coming off the bench. but I know we questioned Alaman, like how I don't did I say her name right? Alaman,
Yeah.
and how the past couple of games she's been doing great, and why is
Hmm.
she not in the starting rotation? And then she starts this game and does nothing. So it's just like, ugh,
They had to start her because Sarah Ashley Barker is just
yeah,
not it. She cannot be in the starting line. I'm sorry. She's probably a great role player, but like it's not
yeah,
should not have been in the starting lineup. That was crazy. Um it's LA is a head scratcher for me.
hmm
Obviously, I don't even know obviously. Like what is I don't even know what's going on here. Obviously, like Dearica led this team last season. They didn't do well, but she had a phenomenal year. Kelsey Plum's now here. It's just head scratchers because like Azrae has stepped up, right?
hmm
She's been doing really well. Dearica's been doing good. Plum's been doing good. Sims is, in and out. Obviously, Sims had 32 points this game, but I don't know. I mean, you never answered my panic meter. Like, are we at a 10 yet?
I mean, we're panicking, yeah,
I'm at like an 8. Especially
yeah.
if Rakia Jackson doesn't return. Like, what is like? We need some more info on that.
hmm
I am.
It's a concern, yeah, it's a
This
concern.
is concerning, especially on paper when you see all these good names, and I'm
hmm
just like, what is happening? Is it a coaching? Is it coaching or is it the players? They're just not gelling yet.
I don't think you could say it's the players because I mean, really, it's just like Plum is the biggest change there. You still got Azare, Hamby, Odyssey Sims. I mean, she's known to like have to adjust to new teams. She's bounced around
Yeah,
forever. Rakia's is back. I don't know. I mean, they have dealt with some injuries,
but
but
22% from beyond the 3-point line is
yeah,
is crazy for
I think
LA.
they're obviously missing Ray Burrell.
Yeah,
That hurt them. But
here comes the injury bug for LA again. The
yeah,
curse.
so
The curse continues for LA. Yeah, no,
mhm,
I'm concerned. This is a full panic meter. I think it's a disappointing season if they don't squeeze into playoffs.
mhm.
That's just my. If you don't squeeze into that 8 spot, I think we did have them ranked low though. No, I think I had them at 9. Yeah, they need to turn this around. But anyways, enough with the negative. Megan, player of the week. Do you want me to go first, or do you have one?
You can go first.
So we do a player of the week where each of us picks a player that stood out that we like to highlight. This week, I know Atlanta only had 2 games, but Alicia Gray is my player of the week. I feel like we could have said her last week, and I wanted to highlight her this week. Within the last 2 games, she's averaging 26 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 75% from the three, and 70% from the field. I already said it earlier. Alicia Gray is having a great season. Atlanta is on a 4-game win streak right now. And I think Alicia Gray, right at this moment, can be talked about in the MVP conversation if we had to have like a top 5 players in
Mhm.
that conversation early in the season.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I mean, honestly, I was leaning towards picking her, but I saw that you already did.
Yeah.
But she's killing it. And the good thing too is that last year she was also kind of killing it. And Ryan was like hot and cold, hot and cold. But I'm loving seeing them both hot
Yeah.
to start off this year. So yeah, shout out to her. She's doing great. Like you said, MVP talk. So my shout out for this week, I mean, yeah, there were a lot of, good players. Brianna Stewart did great this week, but I have to go with Ariel Atkins. I think that the reason Chicago was able to be in that
That's
game
a
and
good
then
one.
pull out 2 wins is because of Ariel Atkins stepping up.
Hmm.
And this is the Ariel Atkins we saw at Washington that was a little
Yeah.
more consistent, putting up big numbers. And so I just had a shout out that she had a good week, and I think that's what led to their 2 wins.
That's a good one because I feel like she hasn't like lived up to what everyone was expecting her to, but then this
hmm
week she showed out. I
hmm
like that one. That's a good one. They both A's, both A names.
And
Love
I
to
mean,
see it.
maybe she just plays well against Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah, they both games were against Dallas. So,
But we
some
take
people
it.
yeah, some players play good against certain teams, if you
hmm
haven't noticed. Okay, with that said, let's get into our tunnel vision, our fit checks of the week. If you're new here, I like to give usually Brooke and Megan a couple of fits. They tell me if they would play the fit or bench the fit, and then we go into our fit of the week. So make first fit. Ray Burrell. Crutches and all. What do
I'm
you,
with it. I will play this.
I love it. The crutches match the outfit. I think she customized them. There's no
Yeah,
way you put the white, huh?
yeah.
White
She
little
had to have.
extenders. Yeah. Come on. The
You know,
detail.
you can't go wrong with a black and white fit, guys.
The detail.
It's very hard to go wrong there.
Yeah, no. I like this one. I like this one. I'd play it as well. I'll
Hmm.
sub in for Brooke today, so I'll play this. We'll play together. Over to Leah Edwards. I love this fit. I think she pulled it off great, but you don't like it. The silence was crazy.
I don't know. I'm not. It's
That
not for me.
that's
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know. I would bench it personally,
That's
but
crazy. I'll play it.
that's just my style. Just me, guys. Don't kill me for it.
Oh my God. No, I like it. I play it. Love it all. Next, Chelsea Gray. The bucket hat is crazy, but I love the matching two-piece
Yeah,
set. The bucket
yeah,
hat, why'd you do that? But the two-piece set. I just love a two-piece set though. I love a
yeah.
set.
I think like you said, the bucket hat could go. It'd just be clean, a clean two-piece set.
Yeah,
Nothing too much, just
I
casual.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is it's a play for me.
yeah,
This one, I thought Brooke was gonna be here. This is Tiffany Hayes. I was
So,
like, I was waiting.
so I get it because I questioned this. I said, oh, I don't know, not really. I maybe bench this. Tiffany though, shout out to Tiffany. I love her fits. Usually, I
Yeah.
know that she designs a lot of her own clothing and fits.
Hmm.
So shout out to that. I'm not all for that hood. It's just
I think it's great.
yeah.
I like it.
But
This is
when I
Tiffany
started
Hayes.
reading comments about the double meaning of it all, the fact that it's because now she's wearing the mask because of her
Yeah.
nose, it made more sense to me. And then
Yes.
I was like, okay, I get it now. Now that it has meaning, I get it. But without meaning, it's a little questionable.
No, the first thing I thought when I saw it, I was like, because her nose, like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, that's cool. But I've always, like, this is like childhood memories. You know those sweatshirts that zipped all the way up and you'd be a character?
Yeah.
I liked those. I always wanted one as a kid and never got one. So I like this. I would play it because I would want to wear it just to say I did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, last two. Enrique. I love this.
Yeah. So I would play it, but I would switch the shoes out.
You don't like the shoes?
They're okay. I feel like she
Okay.
could have did a little bit better with the shoe game.
Okay. I love the top. I like a jersey
Hmm.
kind of top. I think that's my favorite piece. And the glasses. And the glasses are popping and the glasses are
It's
tight.
like the boxy cut too.
Yeah. I really
Hmm.
like this outfit. I'd
Hmm.
play. In the not in the LV bag.
Yeah,
That's fire right there. That's
yeah.
fire. Last one, Angel Reese. Little suit action. You know why I really like this one? Is it a little purse? Bro,
Yeah.
the little
With the
that
tuxedo.
detail, I said,
Yeah.
bro, if it's a functional purse, that's
Yeah.
fire. I don't know if it's just an accessory or a actual functional purse. That would be crazy
Mm,
if it is. Like that's tough. Um, did you like this one or no?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm playing
this is
that one.
tough. Yeah, I like it. For my fit of the week, it's Paige Becker's. This fit's tough. First of all, again, I love a set. I love the color green. And I love the crochet knit top under. This is beautiful. This is I just love it. I love it. Um, would you agree? This is tight. I really like this fit.
Yeah. I
The
think you like it
shoes
so
I would go without, but the rest of it I love.
I think you like it so much because this is easy something you would wear.
Yeah, I would for sure. All my fit of the weeks is something I'd wear. What about did you have
Yeah.
one?
I don't have one this week. I didn't get a chance to really capture it. I need to screenshot them when I see them. Um,
Well,
well,
don't worry.
you know what? I got one. I'll shout out Zaya Cook. I'm gonna follow the green
The green
page over
trend.
here, and she had a green fit. Here, let me send it to you real quick so you get a little. It's on Instagram. I think this is another one that you could probably pull off.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Is it corduroy? Oh
It
no,
looks
it's
like
it's
no, it's not
workwear.
quarter. Yeah,
Yeah, that's tight. I like that.
but going off the green, we can do green week.
Yeah, that's tight. I like that. That's a good fit. All
I need to do
right.
better at saving them because I'll see them throughout the week and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, okay, and keep an eye out because I we
Yeah.
never know ahead of time. Brooke and I never know ahead of time what fits Shig's gonna present us with. So it makes this a little bit harder which one I'm gonna drop as my own pick, but I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
more
get you.
prepared.
Okay. All right. Well, that was it for our Tunnel Vision Court fits, our fits of the week. Go to standings. Obviously, New York and Minnesota still undefeated. Dallas and Connecticut finally get their first wins and are now in the one win club. Congratulations. Any surprise, any surprises, any shocks with this with these current standings?
I mean, obviously it's hard to see Dallas down there when they're so talented. Um, and then Indiana's dropping, but we know it's got to do with injuries. But I'm the shocking one is Phoenix. They're killing it. I didn't know that they
Without
would have
Alyssa
enough
Thomas?
pieces. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that they would have enough pieces with just AT
Yeah.
and Satu, and now AT's out, but Satu's killing it. I think they're a scary team once Copper comes back.
Woo.
So yeah,
Yeah. And then I want to shout out Atlanta. I feel like this is highlighting Atlanta show. But I mean, 5-2. They're doing really well on a 4-game win streak right now. Like they look tough. Uh, it's looking good for them. On the negative end, I mean, the shock is LA. LA at 2-6.
mhm,
That is the biggest shock for me. I would at least think they'd be, I don't even know, had 2 more
mhm,
wins at this point. So this is a real that those two are LA is a real shocker on the bottom half. 11, you're under the Golden State Valkyrie and Chicago Sky. Like
mhm.
that's crazy in my opinion. Okay, before we end off the show, let's look ahead, previewing the upcoming games, the matchup that we are excited about. It's not all the matchups that are happening in the week, it's the ones that we're the most excited to see coming up. So, Tuesday, June 3rd, Mystics versus Fever. They get the rematch. I don't think Caitlin Clark's going to be back, right? So, I mean, are we still leaning Mystics, or do you think Fever are going to get it together and get that win back?
I think they'll get it back.
Interesting.
Especially,
I'm
I mean, Caitlin
Yeah.
could be on the brink of coming back as well.
I don't think they're
But
going to rush her. I don't
with
think
the
she's back.
injuries, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with the Mystics. I think Fever make adjustments. I don't think that they could allow themselves to lose this game.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've been riding with the Mystics. I'm gonna go Mystics.
Okay.
Mercury versus Lynx, another rematch. Will Alyssa Thomas be back? Maybe. We don't know. So what are you thinking with this one?
I'm gonna go Mercury. I'm gonna say they're gonna give Lynx their first upset.
Wow. Okay. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm really high on the Lynx. I'm riding with the Lynx on this one.
Okay.
Friday, June 6th, Wings versus Sparks. This is like kind of a game LA needs to win.
Hmm.
Uh, Dallas, I don't think we'll have Paige Beckers back. I don't know. I think it's gonna be she's gonna be reevaluated. So I'm gonna lean Sparks because they need this win. I mean Dallas needs this win as well, but I think
Yeah.
for LA in the for their what's the word that I'm looking for?
Morale.
Yes, for their morale they need this win, so I'm going LA.
Okay. I'm gonna go at LA as well.
Wow, we agree on one. Saturday, June 7th, we have Fever versus Sky. I I still think the Fever are gonna win this one.
Me too.
And then Mercury versus Storm, another rematch. Who you got?
I'm still gonna go Mercury. I'm riding Mercury this week. This is gonna be a good week for them.
Who won the last one?
Storm
Seattle?
did, right?
Ooh, I think so. I want to go Storm. I don't know if you guys are gonna have Alyssa Thomas back yet, so I'm gonna just ride with the Storm.
Okay.
All right, well, that does it for the week two recap. We appreciate you guys staying for these longer Obviously, we're trying to recap and try to add new segments in. Let us know. We appreciate your guys' feedback. Is there anything you guys want us to add? Anything you guys want us to take away? Do you guys want shorter game recaps? We love to hear that feedback. And just in general, who you guys most surprised about at this point in the season? Obviously, week two, it's still early, but still, there's some shocking things still happening. Who's your guys' MVP leaders? Who's your guys' rookie of the year leaders? There's a lot of questions. We'd love to hear your guys' debates in the comments. So make sure you guys comment and also give this video a thumbs up. We appreciate you guys' support so much on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've noticed that a lot of people that are returning to watch our videos don't subscribe to us already. So make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to be here all WNBA season, all fantasy women's basketball season. And like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be back every single week with a recap. We appreciate you guys' support. Peace.
Peace.